back to my channel. So I've had my natural hair out for probably like not even that long now, maybe like just under a week, and I've been getting quite a few questions about how I manage to retain length and how I keep it moisturized, as well as how I basically have grown my hair healthily. A lot of you have seen my natural hair journey from the very beginning, and if you're still here today, what's good? Hello. And yeah, I'm just going to share some tips on basically how I keep my hair healthy. And yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it, but before I do, make sure you subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and if you really want to, join the notification gang. Okay, so the first thing before I get into like all the technicalities is that you always have to remember that everyone's hair is very different, and your hair will not grow the same as someone else's. So instead of like worrying about, oh, their hair's growing so fast, why isn't my hair growing so fast, just worry about your own hair and show your fro some love. Because honestly, when I started my natural hair journey, I regret not liking the journey, just hoping that I'd get like longer hair. Like I miss having a short fro and like the cool stuff that I could do to it, because I spent so much time like comparing my afro to everyone else's, when honestly the rate that someone else's hair grows might not be the rate that your hair grows, and that's completely okay. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your hair, unless there's actually something wrong with your hair. But while someone might have a TWA this month and then the next month they're at waist length, you might take a little bit longer, and that's completely fine. So don't stress yourself and compare your afro to anyone else's, because it will really just make your journey not as fun anymore. Tip number 2. So length retention goes hand in hand with moisture. One of the main things about afro hair is the fact that it needs moisture to grow. Like our hair will just continue to break if it's not moisturized, which means that your hair doesn't grow necessarily. Some people say they haven't seen their hair grow, but it's not necessarily that your hair is not growing, it's just that it's breaking at a faster rate than it's growing, and that's basically when you're not moisturizing the ends of your hair well enough, so it's just snapping off while your hair is growing, so you don't see a difference. And if you're not moisturizing your hair properly, then it's not gonna grow, it's just gonna keep breaking. The ends of your hair are like the most vulnerable parts, so they need the most moisture, because the rest of your hair, like, it grows well, like it barely needs any type of product, but the ends are like, it's like they're nearly dead, so you need to keep them alive. So when you are doing your moisture routine, make sure you're focusing on the ends of your hair so they're not breaking, and then you are retaining the length that's there, so that when it grows, it doesn't just cut off at the end and then nothing happens. So also, for a lot of people that like don't know how to take care of their hair, don't know what to use, I have created a natural hair company. So the Curly Hair Company basically personalizes hair kits depending on what your hair goals are. We currently have 4 kits. The starter kit, which is if you're going natural and you need help with what to do, just, you know, to help you start your natural hair journey. There's the emergency kit if you're on your natural hair journey and you realize that your hair is breaking, you're not retaining moisture. Any emergency you have, just tell us what it is and we'll create a kit to combat anything that is going wrong. There's also the everyday kit, which is just for like everyday styling, everyday moisturizing, all those type of things. And we also have a winter kit, which is basically like a seasonal kit to deal with seasonal changes that may affect your hair. I have one of the kits with me. It comes like in a package like this, and this is one of our kits that are focusing on moisture. So I'm just gonna open it because, you know, I don't like ruining it, but you know, paper box with a tag on it that says the Curly Hair Company. So yeah guys, this is what the box looks like, and then inside is all your products. On the website there are 3 different sizes depending on your budget, but the first one is the Saver Kit, which is only £10, the Spender Kit, which is £20, and the Spoil Me Kit, which is £30, depending on what size or budget you want to go for. The hair regimen's also detailed by that pricing as well, but there's something for everyone. And inside, this is basically an example of like the Spender Kit, the mid-sized one, and inside is basically a product selection created for that person's hair. It's based on things like your hair type, your hair goals, your hair routines, what products you do like, what products you don't like, how you wear your hair, and what your goals are. If you just fill out the questionnaire, we do the rest, and we just deliver it to your door and tell you what to do with everything that we included. We are currently running a promotional 20% off discount for the rest of March if you use the code GIRLPOWER. So if you do want to purchase your box, now would be a great time. But yeah, if you visit our website, thecurlyhairco.com, follow us on Instagram as well at thecurlyhairco, then yeah guys, low manipulation hairstyles and protective styling is one of the best ways to retain length, because your ends aren't exposed to harsh weather, like it's less likely to get dry, and your strands aren't as vulnerable to breakage because your hands aren't in your hair all the time, you're not combing everything out, you're not like just getting all up in there and just ruining things. Like your hair is just growing unbothered, untouched on your head. No need to worry about XYZ. So yeah, low manipulation hairstyles and protective styling. The one thing I will say about protective styling though is be very careful about the types of protective styles that you do, because instead of it actually making your hair grow, it can have adverse effects like breaking your edges if you're like braiding your hair too tight, or you're doing constant updos from like high buns protective style. It can literally break your edges off. So make sure that your braids aren't too tight, you're not doing buns too often. You have to give everything kind of like a balance and make sure like nothing is putting tension on your hair that will damage it, pretty much. Also, sticking to like wide teeth combs when you are combing your hair, because believe it or not, you don't need anything smaller than like a wide tooth comb to do your hair, unless you're doing like a specific style. If you're like straightening where you need like a thin comb, when you're combing on a daily basis, you don't need anything smaller than, you basically don't need anything smaller than these types of combs. Anything smaller is literally just ripping your hair out for no reason. There's no reason why your hair needs to be going through any stress from anything smaller than something like this. Like, it's not necessary, guys. Stay away from heat. Stay away from heat. Stay away from heat. Stay away from heat. Guys, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've used heat on my hair since I went natural, and this is the first time I blow dried my hair. I remember it was after I transitioned, and the second time I blow dried it was a week ago. Heat does, like, it makes your hair, if not done properly, makes your hair prone to breakage. It weakens your strands, and yeah, you're basically just asking for it, because heat damage sometimes, most of the time, is irreversible. So you just send yourself back, and it's just not even worth it. Honestly, just leave it. Once a year, twice a year, done properly, because one straighten can ruin everything if it's not done properly. So stay away from heat is my best advice. So the next part of a healthy routine is a trim. A lot of people have like mixed reviews about trims. Throughout my whole natural hair journey, I've only trimmed my hair when I transitioned out of relaxed hair, and I think I've probably trimmed it once since then, but it's all dependent on the person. However, if you do realize that you have split or damaged ends, it is best to just cut them off instead of holding on to the length, because the split ends will just travel up your hair and ruin everything. So it's not just going to stay split and the rest of your hair grow. It will just ruin it. It will just continue to grow up the root and ruin your whole hair. So it's not even worth it. Just cut it off if you need a trim. But also don't think that you need a trim like every 2 months for no reason. Like, if you don't need it, don't do it. Like, it's not necessary. But if you do realize that your ends are damaged, the best thing to do is to trim it, because it's not going to repair itself. It's just going to make everything else worse. Scalp massages are known to promote growth due to the blood circulation in your scalp. Scalp massages on a daily will have your hair flourishing beyond belief. Taking things like biotin. A lot of people take skin, hair and nail pills. I've taken biotin and I did realize some growth in my hair, but the only thing is that it doesn't just grow the hair on your head, guys. It grows the hair everywhere. And it also caused me to break out a little bit, which I did not like. And to be honest, because personally, the most important thing to me is healthy hair. Like, I don't feel the need to like take extra vitamins and stuff to promote growth. But if that's if that's really your goal, then go for it. But yeah, your diet, guys. Your diet is very important. Like, you need to be drinking water, you need to be eating good for your body to absorb all those nutrients and place them in places that they need to be. If you're not eating right or drinking lots of water, then don't expect some like major changes, because you can do everything else, but if your body's not getting the nutrients that it needs, then you know, I mean, it's not the same for everyone. Some people can have a poor diet and everything's good and fine and dandy, but some people really need to focus on their diet. I'd say, I mean, if you can have a good diet, why not, regardless. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you want to see another video like this, make sure you let me know. The next part of the series should be something like about how to moisturize properly and all of that. But yeah, the Curly Hair Company is great if you need help alongside your natural hair journey, because they create kits personally just for you and will follow you across your journey if you need it. But yeah, make sure you check us out, and I'll see you in my next video. That's when they